soul of the city.
What's up, First Touch Mafia? Today is March 19th. I'm Mick Massa. I'm here with Chris Tronacek and Jonah Finley. All three of us were at the game last night when our team, St. Louis City SC, went 4-0 for the first time in league history. Chris
We're an
and I
expansion team.
Yeah, sorry. Chris and I, we were in the supporter section, front and center. You probably saw us on the TV if you were watching live.
Right behind the drum.
Yep. And our boy Jonah over here was in the press box asking some great questions, getting some great pictures, getting some great content. And, yeah, so today we're just going to talk about getting good. We're the best there is in the whole league.
Yeah, I'm going to need everybody else to stop talking in MLS media. They just are saying that we're lucky, and I'm kind of tired of hearing that narrative.
We're not lucky.
We're not lucky. We're just
good.
that team. St. Louis is the truth. It's not a fluke. We came in back in the NCAA championship, won that off the bat. I'm calling it right now. We're winning a cup. We're winning some trophy this year.
I'm leaving here with something.
We're leaving here with something. St. Louis is the truth for soccer. We've been the truth for soccer. St. Louis is the soccer capital of the United States, and I think we're showing it here. Seattle, great soccer town, great community, great soccer community, historic franchise. They didn't win 4-0 to start. They didn't go 4-0 to start their tenure. They didn't do it. So
and we love Germans. We got Lutz. We got our German coach. We got a German.
We don't have a German coach. He's South African.
Oh, he's not German.
Leuven's German.
Leuven's German.
Yeah.
I was more thinking of like our gegenpress style that he brings to St. Louis that no MLS team that we've faced so far seems to be able to handle. And honestly, I think that's where the luck seems to – people think that it's luck, but really it's just our style of play that creates chaos in the back. It creates chances for us, and we've got some great strikers that put away goals when they get the opportunity. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you create your own luck.
Yeah.
So – I think you nailed that.
It's part of the process.
It's part of our press. It's very intentional, and it's working. You saw a really good San Jose team come in here last night, and you saw the two different play styles kind of go head-to-head. And San Jose likes to dominate the ball, play possession ball, control the game, and we like to create chaos and press up high. And I think it was pretty clear which one stuck to their values and did a better job of staying with their game plan.
Yeah. I mean, they definitely had some success playing possession, switching the field, getting around our press, at least at first.
Yeah.
But, we just figured it out. We figured out their system. So
I feel like the home field advantage was really on display last night. It was 26 degrees in March. It was snowing. We had a sold-out stadium, and it was the gateway to hell from the beginning, and I think that we were so loud the whole time, and so we could have been more aggressive, but we were so aggressive that I really think that the fans got into the heads of the San Jose players. Cade Cowell, more like Kid Cowell, the way we sunned him last night.
For real.
I mean, goodness gracious.
I think we also might have gotten into the ref's head a little because what was the stat about the yellow cards?
We had 17 fouls. They had 8, but we left the game with 1 yellow card, and they left with 5. So I don't know how that works, but we'll
5
take
yellows
the home
on
field
8
advantage.
fouls. Yeah.
It kind of seemed like Portland got some yellows in their favor in their game too. What they were playing at home, so I don't know what that's about. I guess home field advantage.
The fans are really
influencing the referees' decisions on yellows. I don't know.
We're on the ref's head the whole time.
Yeah. It was really nice to see Joe Aquini get the start here in the 4-4-2.
We switched it up from last game.
Yep. It was amazing to see Lucas Bartlett step in a big spot. Tim Parker was a late game announcement. He couldn't make it. He couldn't play. And he did a great job. I really have no complaints for Lucas Bartlett. He stepped in. He was just signed pretty much a few weeks ago, and was very impactful.
Yeah, I have no complaints about any of the team, honestly. I think it was a complete team performance today. I mean, I couldn't tell you a weak link on our squad.
Yeah, I couldn't either.
It seemed like the team as a whole was just as passionate about getting Berkey that clean sheet as they were about scoring goals, because they were intense the whole time, calling each other out when they were slipping up, and the fans were really behind that defensive that defensive performance. I mean, it was almost like we were celebrating a clean sheet just as much as a win, even a historic win, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm glad Berkey finally got that clean sheet because I think he looked like a rock out there. I mean, he had some great saves, and it's really good to get that one under our belt, especially on a day like that. I mean, making history with a clean sheet.
I think that's kind of been a focus of the team is trying to get that clean sheet, and it's probably just like a weight off their shoulders getting the first one.
Absolutely.
Carnell in his post-game press conference mentioned the fact that the shots on target against us have been going down each game.
Yep.
So it was 5 in the first game against Austin, then 3 shots on target, 3 again, and this game was only 2. So, you can kind of see the defensive focus there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then, I mean, the shots are up for St. Louis. We had 20 shots total, 8 on target for us. So we had more possession than I thought we would have in this game. We had 45% possession, which I thought it would be. But I think that kind of – we'll get into it. But later in this game, San Jose was broken.
Yeah.
It was a broken team.
That third goal was demoralizing.
Oh, my gosh, yeah. Like, I think it was pretty much 64th minute, Cade Cowell gets a yellow card for going in hard on Jake Nowitzki. And from that moment on – kind of we were sitting on the supporters side, and we didn't see the action pretty much the whole time.
Yeah,
there was 30 minutes.
It was a crazy connection between the fans and the team. I felt like every time that a San Jose player would slip up or get a foul or get a yellow card, all the supporters were just screaming, just trying to get in their face. It was awesome.
And when the San Jose players, they were warming up on the touchline, people were yelling, just amazing. It was like sending them back to the USL, sending them back to hell. It was good to see. I want to see St. Louis get a little bit more angsty. You know, we're just overall we got nice people here.
It's the Midwest.
It's the Midwest. Everybody's good, but like whenever you're
we got to release our demons. On these poor visiting teams, I think we could definitely go for some more passion all around and just really, just get on their heads the whole time. Not that we weren't just more. I want it to be the gateway to hell, and I love it because the start of the game, like right as the game began, the whole stadium was red.
Yeah, the lights were off. The boards were all red.
The flares were going. There's just red everywhere, and I was like, yep.
It reminds me of in Busch Stadium whenever Ryan Helsley comes in. They play Hell's Bells and everything goes red.
That'd be
a
very
really
similar
good
vibe
song
to start a game.
I know,
too.
it would be.
And then the players walked out of the tunnel with the smoke.
Oh,
that
so
was
cool.
like I had goosebumps watching that.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
Yeah,
very St. Louis experience.
I didn't see any flares in the supporters section, but we were also, that might have happened. It was just behind us, but we did have. I was asking Milo about right before the game. We have these 2 poles by the goals, and I was like, "What are those? Are they cameras?" And then after we scored our first goal, you could see they just
the pink smoke,
pink flares coming out. So
City
that's
red.
Nice. Yeah, City red.
You're right. My bad.
You're welcome.
So I guess like beginning of the game, San Jose did kind of take control. Like they had possession for the first, I would say like 10 minutes, right? They were just. We it seems like that's a trend with St. Louis, like with our high press style, like we're coming for people, but they're still in control, and it takes a while to break them down. But it really only took like 9 minutes, and we had out of the 8 corners that we had in the 9th minute, we had 4 consecutive corners, which I was like, and it was right in front of me and Milo.
Yep.
One of them, that last corner, I swear it was a handball. Off their center back, and we were like, everybody was pleading for the referee to go look at it and be like, because it really looked like a handball,
and it looked like he was gonna go to VAR, and like the whole crowd started.
They looked at it.
They started cheering because it looked like he was gonna go over to. I don't know if they.
I think they went and looked at it on the screen, but I guess obviously they didn't give the call. We were
cheering, and I was like,
did he hear it in his earpiece? Corner. And so somebody looked at it.
Someone was looking at it because they held up the corner, for them to check, but obviously. They didn't give the call, unfortunately. Even though everyone in the crowd was yelling for it, all the players were yelling for it. I didn't see the replay of it, but yeah, I
seems kind of fishy.
Well, after 3 straight corners, you got to switch it up. So they play like a little off the training pitch short corner move with it was like a play with Leuven and Vaclav. Yeah. Vaclav, like, he drives a ball, low driven ball in with his left foot, and Hebert gets on the end of it.
Hebert is my guy, man.
Dude, he had such a good game.
I mean, I feel like we just have so many players like Hebert and like Leuven that just give their all the entire game. I mean, even our forwards are pressing the entire time.
Yeah.
João Klaus is up there looking like a brick wall, just sliding
Bully
around.
ball.
Yeah, bullying people.
Yeah, and I don't think Hebert had a single bad touch the entire game.
No.
He won almost every single duel that he went for. He had one miscue at the end, but, nothing happened
fatigue,
from it. Yeah.
I think fatigue is a big part of why they start the game off with the upper hand because, I mean, for a little bit it did look like they were dominating the field and they were dominating possession and they were getting into our final third. But, that's just as we press more and more, they get more tired and they start panicking and their legs they can't keep up with all this.
Yeah, they're not as quick. You gotta be quick to play around our press.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, that plays into their first real chance was in the 12th minute. Christian Espinoza, which we highlighted in the pre-match episode, he kind of cooked like 3 of our players. He just ran it down the right side, cooked everybody outside of his foot, flicks it out to the left side to Cade Cowell and
Kid Cowell,
yeah. and Cade Cowell, you'd expect him to do something more dangerous, but instead he sends a one hopper to Berkey's chest, and that was one of 2 saves that Berkey had all game.
Yeah.
Cade Cowell, honestly, to me, looked kind of rattled the whole game because he after every foul he would look up at the jumbotron behind the supporter section, and the whole supporter section would just look straight back at him and
bullied him.
I can't say what everybody was yelling because we don't want to get our video taken down, but like everybody was just like
on his head.
Yeah.
But if you make the men's national team, we're here for you, kid.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
He's got a bright future, and I hope he does.
He was definitely dangerous, but it was just the final pass or shot. He couldn't do it.
This game just felt destined,
Yeah.
There was like a feeling of a destiny in the fans. There's no doubt.
St. Louis is the truth. What did MLS write on their roundup? They do like a quick roundup for every game in the league per each week. They said something about St. Louis that was
let me find that.
While you're looking that up, we'll talk about how Rodriguez, he's like their center back for San Jose, comes out to challenge Giacchini, who does a really great job of holding the ball up. Like he's just such a solid presence on the ball and is technically gifted.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that frustrated Rodriguez early because in the 13th minute, their center back comes up with a yellow card. He takes him out from behind. So it's good to see that. Now he was playing more timid the rest of the game. So it kind of set the stage.
It's rough to handle. Have your center back on a yellow early in the
13th
game.
13th minute. Yeah.
Yeah. So just going back to that previous point, the MLS said about this game, they asked what happened and exactly what you should expect at this point, kind of referring to, the possession versus high press, St. Louis City, obviously. And they asked, so did we learn anything? The response was, St. Louis City are the greatest soccer team of all time. So you love to see it. It's the truth.
The MLS has to acknowledge.
No denying it anymore.
Real Madrid has to acknowledge.
Better than Madrid. You heard it here.
You're best in the world.
Speaking of the high press, in the 16th minute, St. Louis is aggressively. There's 3 players. I think it's Stroud, Vaclav, and Klaus. They're all kind of like honing in on Ewell, and it forces him to make a back pass to Akpo, but Akpo just like lets it roll by. It's kind of an egregious, just like what? Like he could have touched it, and he didn't at all. And it rolls right to Klaus, and Klaus we were right there in front of that goal, and just an absolute missile, just unleashed a missile to the back post.
Good save.
Yeah, it was a good save from a keeper who had a terrible game. I'll say that.
That was probably his best moment of the game, honestly.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah, he really had
it was a good save.
Horror show.
So bad. Marcinkowski.
Yeah. That's their backup because they signed Danielle, I think is his name.
Gotcha.
But he had surgery or he got hurt or something, so he couldn't play this last game.
I love watching our team press because it's It's like watching wolf packs just circling
Hunt.
around the ball and just like waiting for any little slip. Like you just gotta wait for that little slip up, and they're like, there it is, and it's just like, go get it.
And it was so great being like pitch level because you could see the panic in their eyes. Like defenders were like, "What is going on right now?" Like,
blood in the water.
It's like we were right on our 18 and getting pressed like no other. It was crazy.
They're like, can they do this the whole game?
Yeah,
is that legal?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it got to a point like the pressure seems to build throughout the game. Like our press seems to put pressure on the back line, and in the 33rd minute, Nelson just plays, I would call it a hopeful ball. I think he was looking for Klaus as he was making the run into the middle, but he plays it a little bit behind Klaus. And the San Jose center back, I think it was also Rodriguez, it just kind of, he doesn't do a great job.
It looks like he tries to go for it with his chest, and then maybe he's afraid it's going to hit his hand and he pulls away or something.
He just brought it right down.
Or it gets past him, and then it goes to the other defender.
The left back,
it goes off his knee. And Gioacchini, like I give all credit to Gioacchini here.
Hell of a finish.
Because it's not like an apparent goal-scoring situation. He just like sniffed it out and then just was aggressive about it.
Yeah,
like,
he's got to react to the touch from the defender and just go get that ball, and which he does.
He went and got it, and he beat him with like the deftest of right-footed, outside foot touches to the back post.
Pokes it around the goalie.
It's
funny.
My
gosh.
It's funny because I felt like it was kind of like a João Klaus goal. Like they've been hanging out together, and Gioacchini's been learning a little bit of that deft touch finishing. Just first instinct, just put it away, and it just rolled in, and the whole crowd was going insane.
It's so good to get that first goal too, because it just settles everybody down. Like even the crowd was like, we all know what's at stake, and so we're a little bit like the nerves are up a little bit, and you get that first goal, and you're just like, let's go.
And this is the first time that we've scored first in a game.
Really?
Yeah. All the other games we've had to come back. So
it's a great feeling.
It was nice to just be in control.
Yeah,
it
was nice not feeling like we're gonna lose.
It's true. I mean, Gioacchini, he has to start every game now. I wonder why they don't. I'm still baffled by why they don't stick with the 4-4-2. I get that you're playing different formations. You're playing different teams with different weapons, but it just looks so good. And like throughout that game, there's a moment later we'll talk about, but Gioacchini will drop right into half line, and so will Klaus. They'll like play midfield. It kind of reminds me, obviously they're not a Harry Kane, but Harry Kane likes to do that too, and he'll drop and he'll play like a midfield position.
Well, just keep possession of the ball.
The 4-4-2 seemed to be a really big part of us keeping that clean sheet too, because our midfielders on the right and the left they would just get back on defense and help out those the left and the right back. And
it's true.
Yeah,
you didn't see like the winger making the attacking move as much in this game.
It was a lot of build-up play straight up the middle, honestly, and just getting the ball to those front two and letting them go to work, let them hold it up, let them make that right pass. I mean, João Klaus was out there looking cheeky the whole time.
Something I noticed, we don't play with a lot of width. Like you said, we play up the middle a lot, and our outside wingers, Stroud and Alm, they will go out to the side if the ball is on that side, but really most of our width, like when we're switching the ball, comes from our fullbacks, John Nelson and Nerwinski. So it's pretty interesting to see how narrow we play.
I think that's a byproduct of the press.
Yeah,
like they get sucked in and they like have to press somebody who's more central, and so there's nobody on the outside besides those wingbacks to make the overlapping run.
It takes away all the space for the other team's midfield.
It's suffocating.
Yeah,
suffocating. I thought that Stroud, even though we've seen him more in like an offensive role the past few games, I thought him and Alm did a great job of just playing their role today. Like they had a role to play, which was to lock up Cade Cowell and Christian Espinoza. Abobasi, I didn't even see him.
Yeah, he was silent.
He did nothing all game, and he had 17 goals in the MLS last year. So, really, just a testament to our defense and to those two wingers out there.
I mean, even Espinoza, he had a couple runs, but he was really kept silent by Stroud and Nelson the whole game.
At a certain point, it kind of looked like practice.
Yeah, we were in control.
Yeah, dominant. Yeah. It was definitely a dominant performance.
The next chance we had was in the 40th minute, and to me, watching it live, I didn't have the greatest angle, I guess, because I thought he just ran into the back of Trauco, who's their left back. I thought he just ran into the back of him, and I was like, how did Trauco just get a yellow for that? But I guess watching the replay.
Yeah, there was a elbow thrown or.
Yeah. There's a lot of frustration going on in the San Jose side.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So then they win that free kick out there on the outside of the box, and you see Leuven and Václav on that side. Václav being left-footed, Leuven being kind of both, but more right foot dominant.
Right-footed, yeah.
You never know who's going to take it. Similar situation to what happened in Portland, and Václav just rips a shot right into the keeper, who you think would be able to catch that. You know what I mean? Like, we have our resident keeper here, Marlon. Would you have caught that ball? Yeah, he would have caught it.
Yeah, it was right at him.
I mean, you're in the MLS, bro. You got to catch that ball. It's coming to your chest. Like, and instead he just parries it to the ground, and it gets loose, bounces out. Stroud kicks it out to Leuven, who just rocked one straight into the supporters section. So.
But that's okay.
And we loved it. That
still a second
it was
ball.
Fun.
The fun part about being in the supporters section is you get to enjoy the shanks too. Like, the ball is coming in hot, and if you're not paying attention, I think that shot hit somebody's beer straight out of their hand and just ruined their whole night. I mean,
that's $15.
Yeah, it would ruin my night too. I'd be finding him after the game and be like, "You owe me." Yeah.
You know what I liked about the supporter section was like the generosity. The guy next to us was just like, he was coming up with fries, and I kept looking for the source of the French fries.
No clue.
No idea. He was like producing them out of thin air and was handing them by the handful,
just
like
pouring
out to people.
Fries into my gloved hands.
And Mickey was like handing them to me. I was getting like trickle down fries. It was such an odd.
Just gnawing at fries.
Where are you getting this?
Like, they were really good.
Yeah.
They might have had something on
Hopefully
them.
Hopefully not like ground fries, you know.
That was the thought that went through my head. I was like, where?
Pick them up off the ground.
I'll take what I can get, you know.
Free fries.
Some of them I forgot to mention on that chance. Václav shoots that ball. Keeper does a terrible job with it. And the most dangerous scoring opportunity there was actually Lucas Bartlett came just flying in and gets a foot on it, and he almost, like, if he had like chips it, it's a really hard chance to take, but he almost gets his first goal there. That would have been nice. And I like to see Lucas Bartlett up there in the corners making it dangerous. So making his presence known.
No fear the whole game.
And
really stepped up.
There are a couple times where we had some chances in the box and San Jose just couldn't clear it. Like, we just kept recycling it and taking another shot and recycling it and passing it around, and we looked really good. Like, I don't know if maybe that was just San Jose defensively looking bad, but I liked what I saw.
We got a lot of second chances throughout that game.
Yeah. Well, and it's like City's coaching team went and watched MLS games through history and were like, we really just got to capitalize on these weaknesses because they're clearly there.
Yeah.
And so they're doing a hell of a job. It's great to see.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I talk bad about the MLS, but I mean, the Prem kind of ruins it. You watch the Prem and then you watch MLS, you're like, there's just mistakes that you would capitalize on, and that's how you win. And then you watch City, capitalize?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just watch them succeed.
Oh, yeah. It's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's so clear for us. Yeah. In the 47th minute, it's stoppage time. Joe Keeney, I thought this was really interesting how this play started. Joe Keeney is at the half line with Klaus. So both of our front men are in the midfield, and there's multiple people ahead of them, right? It's not like the whole team is pressed back. It's just like there's Stroud is out on the left side. I think Václav's up there. And so our two strikers are playing like in the midfield. They do a quick 1-2 pass with Klaus at the half line. Klaus just drives down the middle of the field. Oh, it was Alm, not Václav up there. And so Klaus tries to play this no-look pass to Alm, which everybody's
it was to himself. It was on purpose.
He passed it through almost in the middle of the box, and he tried to do this no-look pass through maybe like 3 defenders.
A lot of traffic. Yeah.
Didn't work out.
But it bounced back out, and credit to Klaus, just like the tenacity to like stick with it.
Keep going.
Oh my God. He just steamrolled through 4 defenders and just rips a shot through the 5-hole of the keeper. And That was their second goal.
It's goal number 2, right
before the half, and you feel so good going in. The crowd went wild.
He's way too big of a man to be moving like that, I swear. And
sneaky speed.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like he is stronger than every center back that he's gone up against. Like, he can just push them off the ball every time.
Yeah.
If he's going to keep doing those no-look passes, we're going to need to bring in the no-look king, Bobby Firmino, and that's all I'll say on him.
It's hopeful. It's hopeful. I would be here for it, even though
Giacchini and Klaus are looking real good. It's going to be hard to replace either of them. I think their chemistry is building. I think the whole team's chemistry is building every game, and you can see it with just like the one-touch passes through the midfield. It's just like it's bouncing around straight to the top, like we said, straight up the middle. And at the beginning of the season, I said that I like Leuven because he seems like he's going to be the engine of the team, but every line has engines. There's like Klaus is an engine.
Our team is engines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leuven's an engine.
Yeah.
Our defense, Hebert's like an incredible engine. I mean, him and Leuven together.
And that actually, like, I wanted to ask you guys, once Nielsen gets back, he's supposed to be our best center back. We spent the most money on him. Do you think he just immediately slots into the team?
It's hard.
It's so tough. I feel like he probably has more quality than some of our center backs.
Yeah, but I mean, with the way that Hebert and Bartlett and Parker have all been playing, I mean, it seems unfair to take them I feel out of the lineup.
As the season goes on and we get more and more matches closer together and we have other competitions going, it'll be really good to have that kind of depth in the defense.
Yeah.
And I mean,
very true.
People competing over any position is a great problem to have because we don't want people to feel safe in their position because then they stop giving it their all. And so, great problems to have.
Agreed.
Carnell talked about that in his post-game as well, how Adeniran and Aziel Jackson, they got minutes in City 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's good to just keep people fresh so that they're ready to go when they do get called up. And I like that they're getting rewarded for, like, you know what I mean? Like, as a player, you're like, oh, man, I'm not playing for the first team. I'm playing for City 2. But, like, Carnell recognizes that they should be rewarded for giving it their all in those games whenever they're getting those minutes, even if it's not with the first team. So I like that that's the mentality, like the next man up, you know?
And it's just like, come kill this game out. We're gonna give you the opportunity, so go run.
Yeah. And I think especially for our attacking players, there's going to be opportunities because with the press that we have, like, that's just so tiring.
Yeah.
People can't go 90 minutes, especially Stroud and Alm. So I think that Adeniran, Aziel Jackson, Isak Jensen, I think everyone's going to get some minutes if you're an attacking player on our team. So
yeah, especially throughout the whole course of the season.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just going to weigh heavy on the legs.
Yeah. So yeah, going into the second half.
Second half, I had Christian Espinoza. He was definitely their best player throughout the night. There's a ball that's headed out to his right side. Nelson probably would have intercepted it, but he definitely falls down. Yeah. I don't know what happened.
It looks like he just slipped on the grass.
Yeah, and so Christian Espinoza has like a really great chance to play, and he plays a beautiful hard ground pass across the face of goal.
It's a deadly ball.
Ball.
You can't. Berkey can't get to it. It's
no
behind the defenders.
Yep.
Nobody got to it.
Yeah.
Except for Cade Cowell. Cade Cowell did get to it. He gets a touch and he doesn't even he touches it. We were right there.
He stabbed his foot at it. He touched it, but he didn't get a full foot on it.
And he knows that he should do better there because he just is laying on the ground getting berated by me. If I'm being honest, I was number one in his face. So. Yeah,
just rattled. Yeah, on the wrong side of the stadium.
Dude, I can't when you're in the game, you like kind of forget that it's a human being.
Yeah,
you're just like
you're the enemy.
It's like it's got to be that way. I'm sorry, Cade. So yeah.
You're gonna hate your life by the end of this game.
And you could tell early in the second half that they were trying to kind of up the intensity. Because the first half, I mean, on goal kicks, you could see they took at least 30 seconds on each goal kick to set their team and, make sure everyone's ready for the pass, and then they would play it short. But in the second half, I remember they had a throw in, and their coach was screaming at their players to take it quickly and just get the play going. Like, he ran down the sideline out of his technical area, just screaming at the players, throw it in, throw it in.
And that's a really interesting strategy to go up against a high-pressing team, is to increase the tempo. Why would you would want to slow down, maybe hold some
think
possession?
that plays into our chaos,
too.
you know? So I'm trying to
get
figure
under
out
their skin.
Yeah.
I think we got under their skin, and they were like,
maybe just trying to catch us sleeping. You know, that can work against
I mean,
any team.
it was a throw in, you know, in our defensive third. So they probably just don't want us to get set. But
I mean, we were talking about how with this high press play, you need to have people who can sub in. In the 57th minute, Tomáš Ostrak came in for Rasmus Alm. So that was good to see. I was so excited when he came in.
Your boy.
He's my boy. But also,
what a great substitution.
It was a great substitution because he's fresh, you know, and like now he's coming up against weak legs, like defenders who are gassed already. So Tomáš comes in and he's like probably the best in tight spaces, just dribbling. He's very comfortable with himself with the ball.
He's got a point to prove.
Yeah, it's true. He
didn't
feels
get the starting nod, so come make my impact while I can.
Yep, he's hungry. I mean, when does his goal happen?
It's pretty soon after he gets subbed on, right? Like 5 minutes later?
5-10 minutes, yeah. It didn't take long for him to make a huge impact.
Yeah.
I think 60?
It was 67. So 10 minutes later. Yeah, so they're in the high press, and Joe Keeney and Leuven are like right at the edge of the 18. They win the ball back, and at the top of the San Jose box, Leuven rips a shot at the defender. It just like bounces back out to Vassilev. Vassilev rips a shot. That bounces back out to Tomáš. Tomáš takes a fake shot, kicks it over onto his left. He's really lucky in that situation to get the deflection, but like he's deserved it. You know what I mean? He's been dangerous, and then he comes out and goes, lays it out with his celebration. You think he got fined
for that celebration?
I don't know. It's America, man. We love our guns.
And if he did get fined, we might have to get a GoFundMe going so that he
can pay him back.
I'm pretty sure Mitrovic or Arnautovic got fined back in the day with the Prem because he was doing like a machine gun celly. But
that was also like at the away fans. We're at home here, so it's true. It's not like he's threatening us.
Yeah, it's not malicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he went
popping off.
He went from the gun celly straight to the Rashford celly. Not the
It's like
it kind of looks bad, but he was doing the Rashford celly. He was like,
it was almost like halfway through his celebration, he was like, "Oh, I probably shouldn't be doing this one."
He was fired up, man. I'm so happy to see him get on the score sheet.
And I hope he keeps building, because I think he could be a huge key player as time goes on. I mean, he's got all the attributes to score goals like that. Even though it was a deflection, if he keeps scoring goals like that, he might start scoring some bangers. You know, getting it right how he wants it.
Yeah, I would like to see him as a starter, but it seems more effective the way we used him in this last game. And I hate to say that because I love watching him play, but
Carnell said something about how he was on a different training program to get his fitness back up.
Oh wow.
So they said, or he said when Ostrak was starting, he was kind of looking a little fatigued towards the end of games, which, you know, understandable. So they planned on subbing him in this game, and you know, obviously it worked, and hopefully he's going to get his confidence up and his fitness up, and he can slot right back into that starting 11.
I got to get my fitness up because I was fatigued by the end of the game. I wasn't even running. I think Ostrak, if he keeps scoring, he should keep up in the ante. Get 2 next
More
time.
finger guns.
Third goal, get a bazooka going, get a tank.
Yeah, you
call in a nuke, you know?
You should suggest that to him.
Yeah, for sure.
10 minutes later, Ostrak, Leuven shot at a defender, the ball pops back out, and Ostrak full volleys one near post. It's forced a great save out of the keeper there too. So he just looked so good coming off the bench.
Yeah, and we had some other subs too. We had Adeniran. He subbed on. He had some really good attacking moments. You know, he was dribbling through players. It was really fun to watch. Unfortunately, you know, he didn't really have the final ball.
I mean, he had 2 chances. There was one that was like right up. He was like could have flicked it over the keeper, but the keeper was kind of there already. And then the other one, he just blew way over the crossbar.
And I mean, at that stage of the game, just dribbling past people and keeping the ball and wasting time is good enough. I mean, it's not like he's had much time to get his groove going anyway. So
Exactly, yeah. And I think that probably did wonders for his confidence, just subbing on and just doing as well as he did. Even if he didn't score, I still think he had a really good game.
This team does not look like it was just created. That
Definitely
atmosphere last night, if you didn't know what the situation was, you would think that we were in our 4th season in the playoffs and not our 4th game of our first ever season. Yeah. So, I mean, this is really impressive. I mean, St. Louis always shows out for its sports. There were 60,000 fans downtown. Not all of them were for the soccer game.
The Battlehawks.
Yeah. Caw.
But, I mean, the fans were standing the whole game, right? All the fans were again. Yeah. So that's the second time that's happened. I mean, 2 of 2.
We're immense.
Yeah.
Did you hear they chanted the whole game? And I knew it because the drum was beating in my face the whole game.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Did you hear it up in the press box?
Yeah, I could hear the drum going. And after our goals, I think we usually did the STL chant, and literally it sounded like every single fan in the stadium was screaming it at the top of their lungs. Like,
that's good.
It was shaking the stadium when we scored. It was awesome.
Buzzing.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not much more to go over. Miggy comes on for Stroud in the 65th.
We need a chant for him. The hometown kid.
Yeah, like one of us.
He's one of our own.
Yeah, something like that, man.
He needs one.
Freestyle one right now.
Miggy Perez, he's one of our own. That's too English, but you know.
You have to sing it in the English accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had one other shot I wanted to go over. Yeah, there was a ball in the corner that there was like 3 City players around, and somehow Christian Espinoza gets out of the corner. All of us were kind of like confused how that happened, but then he plays a square ball to the middle of the box to Caden Cowell again, who just one-times it right at Berkey. And that was his only other test of the game.
I don't know if saying right at Berkey is – I mean, I guess it was right at him kind of, but it was still a really good save.
Yeah. He was moving in the wrong direction. Well, not the wrong direction, but he was moving. He chose a side.
Yeah, and Cade shot it back behind him.
Yeah, and he stayed strong. That's a strong arm. It's a hard thing to do. I don't know if any of the listeners out there have ever had – I mean, I've never had a professional footballer shoot a ball at me, but it would have gone straight through my rubber arm, you know? And I mean, that was also interesting because that chance happened because our defense kind of turned off right after they slipped through. And you could tell the passion was still there because, like, half the team was just screaming at
Lucas Bartlett freaked out right after that. He was like, how are you going to let him get out?
Yeah.
I mean, with good reason.
Just
there's 3 guys in the corner.
Holding each other accountable.
Yeah.
Till the very end. And you could tell they all really wanted to get Berkey that clean sheet because Berkey screams when he needs to, but it was almost like the defense was like, we got you, bro. Like,
and normally you have Tim Parker back there just barking the whole game, but I think Lucas Bartlett did such a phenomenal job. He really stepped up. Yeah, he did. And he was like, I mean, I guess in a new team, he's not that new to the team, but like you're new to the starting lineup, you might be timid to take on that more vocal role, but he just was, you could hear him the whole time. So it was good to see.
It's hard to be scared when you got that many fans right behind you, just pushing, egging you on.
You know what I loved about when Tomáš Ostrák scored his goal? Roman Berkey ran back towards the supporters section and celebrated with us. That was such a special moment, man. I felt like I was part of the team. You know what I mean? It was like he was looking right at us and just like
it was pretty
charged up.
It was pretty funny too because like Ostrák scored, but there we were at the other end chanting Berkey.
Yeah. No, I was about to say that there was a moment in the game where I think a player was down injured, and the crowd just started chanting Berkey's name for. It looked like no reason to me.
I mean,
they were just chanting his name.
We just love him.
And it just got to this point where Berkey, he had to acknowledge it. It was so loud, and he just held up his arm, and the crowd started cheering. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, maybe not the best time to
it's okay
to chant, but you're on our soil, so we're gonna cheer for our own. We're not worried about if you're hurt or not. Not sorry.
City gave up a free kick right at the end of the game. I want to say
90th minute,
and it was like I was like, oh,
we need this clean sheet.
It was it was like 5 feet outside the box. It was a super dangerous,
very good
position.
Opportunity for them, but I think it ended up going off the wall.
Bartlett got up.
Yeah,
put his.
He's
got to
be like 6'3". He's a big guy.
He's tall.
Man, just such a solid game overall. I really have no complaints. I'm trying to think about anybody who could have done better, and I think everybody played their role.
Yeah.
That was what was so amazing about this game, is they just all had their niche, and like they didn't try to be anybody they didn't have to be that game.
We didn't need a hero. We
No.
didn't need hero ball.
It's
You don't need
literally-
hero ball when your team is.
It's so cohesive.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're like, it's just a perfect, like a well-oiled machine.
If
That's
we
what it looks like.
play that style the rest of the season, we're an absolute problem. Like
Yeah.
an absolute problem for the MLS.
I'd say my favorite part of the game was actually after the game. We stuck around in the supporter section and just kept chanting. And like you said, you can tell the fans want a reaction out of the players when we're chanting their name, and like we want them to be a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And like we just kept chanting and waiting, and then the whole team came to the supporter section and just started celebrating with us. And yeah, we were chanting STL, and they were loving it. I mean, it's like they've been here for years.
Yeah.
They're totally bought in. They're fighting for the fans and the badge. Yeah.
Yeah, they all joined arms and ran up, and then did like the classic.
Yeah.
Throw your hands up.
Not much better.
Yeah. Celio Pompeo, he stood out because he like chanted STL with us for a while. That was dope.
Somebody like jumped into the stands.
Did they?
Yeah. You wouldn't think it was the fourth game of the season.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Do you have anything from the press conference that you thought was interesting? I know you interviewed.
Yeah,
maybe you didn't interview any players, but you were there for
I
it.
didn't ask. I was there for the player interviews. It's kind of crowded in that hallway.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But yeah, I was at the press conference with Carnell too. I asked him if the historic result and first clean sheet changed the way that they're looking at this upcoming game against Salt Lake. And he basically was like, no, not really. They kind of had the chip on their shoulder at first when everyone was counting out St. Louis City.
Yep.
And they moved past that. Then Carnell said they were looking at this historic win, set the record for most wins for an expansion team in a row. They moved past that. So he just kind of said, we got to find some new motivation, which he wasn't worried about finding. So.
And great question. And he's also a very good interviewer. I feel like he really ran with your question and gave a great answer. If anybody wants to check out that post-game interview, there are some great questions, and Jonah was definitely one of them. Marlon helped out with that one, so shout out to him.
I thought the best point that Carnell made in that press conference was that we've seen a bunch of different looks. Like City has had to adapt to different play styles now, and we've had to change how we play and how we attack players. We've come back. We've faced adversity. I think 3 out of the 4 games.
We've dominated games.
We've dominated a game.
We've changed formation.
Yeah,
we've changed formation game to game. We've changed formation mid-game.
Changed lineup.
Yeah.
Got different looks. So
those are all attributes, and I don't want to say it because we got 30 games, right? 30
It's
games
a winning
left.
Team's mentality.
That's like a champion side. Those
is.
are all attributes of champion winning. I mean,
being able to
winning
adapt.
sides.
Yeah.
Yes.
You just being able to adapt.
We find a way to win.
Yeah, and you adapt even like if you have a game plan going into something, and then you realize it's not working. Switch it up, man. Like, and I love that Carnell is not afraid to do that. Like, he'll switch a formation mid game. There's a lot of coach like, oh my god, Greg kills me. Greg Berhalter kills me because he just won't do it.
Yeah,
he'll just stick with the game plan, and it just kills me.
In soccer history, that's the indicator of a champion side is in games where it doesn't even look like you're supposed to be getting a point out of it. You're digging down and you're coming out with 3 points.
Yeah.
Great indicators, great feeling, great atmosphere. I think the atmosphere will get even better. I think the cohesion in the team will get even better. I think we've yet to see complete full chemistry, and I'm just excited. I love the 4-4-2.
Yeah.
I do too. I don't think we can go with it every game just based on tactics. Like,
I think it's nice that we can switch it up. So
I trust.
easily.
Yeah.
I trust the judgment of the coach, which, like you said, is very important.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can't trust the judgment of the coach, you can't really trust the team.
And just like having the humility. Like sometimes coaches are like, I've done the game, I've done the prep, I know what's going to work. But then having the humility to just be like, damn, my game plan did not work right now. We got to switch this up, and like on the fly, and all the players adapt with it, you know. So that's just good to see.
Yeah. So what do you guys think about this Salt Lake game coming up? Got any score predictions or thoughts and feelings?
Salt Lake away.
Is it away?
Yeah. I'm trying to look up their form.
They're on some bad. Yeah, they're not on great form.
I think they've lost their last two.
Yeah, but
so they're hungry.
It was against Seattle and Austin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
So pretty good teams.
And
decent teams.
That's a dangerous side right there. Just coming off of 2 losses that maybe they could have won. They got something to prove. They're at home. I still think that we can show up and win. I don't think we'll dominate, but like I said, that doesn't matter when you're getting results.
Yeah, I looked at a power rankings from last week, and they didn't actually play this week. They had a bye. So the summary for their power rankings and the explanation was they've played 1 good half out of 6.
Damn.
And they were ranked 23rd in the MLS. So, they might just be out of form.
And that's, I mean, they say an injured animal is the most dangerous. So
yeah, that's right.
Is that what they say?
Yeah. You can't, or like an animal backed in the corner is the most dangerous.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
And so, I mean, you can't come into the game expecting a win. I think that's what just needs to be maintained is the hunger to win and dominate, and not just expect that a team is going to play like they did the last time they played, or no expectations.
St. Louis has had a lot of, like, the team in general has a lot of chances to be like, to hang their hat and be like, we've won our very first game in Austin. You know, they could have just celebrated and been like, we're here, you know, and then they won their inaugural game at home. They could have like let that moment get to them too. They could have tied up Seattle for 3 wins to start the season. Like, they've had all these opportunities or an excuse to be like, yeah, we're good. Like, we're good, you know, to let up. And I think Carnell is driving the idea that they can't let up and they can't be complacent. They're going to keep it going. They're going to keep it churning. So I love that mentality.
I think everything that this team is about feeds right into that mentality, because we have players on the bench that we can bring on that have that mentality of, oh, it's my turn to shine. So in case there gets some stagnation going or some letting up, you always got somebody just hungering for a goal.
Somebody who looks hungry, I was like, is Celio Pompeo. I think he, like, we talk about maybe a replacement on the left side. I didn't think about him, I guess, as seriously as I am now. He turned their right back inside out, and then played a ball across that came out to Tomáš Ostrak, who got a shot off it. And he looks dangerous. I want to see more of him.
He was very good for City too.
Yeah.
I think he was one of our offensive leaders. I
think he was one of the league offensive leaders for City too.
Yeah, I think chances created, he was either 1 or 2.
And his teeth are so white. They're so nice, dude. They're like, him and Bobby have like
Let
the best teeth
one.
I've ever seen.
Show the camera.
Let me borrow one, bro. Let me hold a tooth.
Let me hold a tooth. Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. No, he is a dribbler for sure. He looks really good.
I'd like to see him get a start. I wonder if it's a matter of fitness for him.
Yeah, I think he, going up against tired legs especially, looks really good.
Yeah, I agree. I think, and that's probably Carnell's idea as well. It's just, why risk it?
Mm-hmm.
So I think the sky's the limit. I think we can.
I expect a win. I mean, Real Salt Lake, they're like okay, but I don't think they're nearly as good as San Jose, the team we just played. As long as it's more of a mentality thing, like just as long as St. Louis doesn't get complacent with what they've done, they're gonna be fine. Like, up until April 8th when we play Seattle, I think that'll be a real test.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think Salt Lake should be a win if we can keep up the same intensity, the same attitude and mentality, like you said. It is at Salt Lake, so that's maybe a little wrench in our plans. Maybe
we can play on the road.
I think,
if the ref is giving us bad calls, maybe that could impact
that's
it.
always a possibility.
But I expect a win. I'm gonna say 2-0.
I think we might be seeing yet another comeback road win. I think they might get one early on, and it'll be all to play for. And I like that because I feel like when we go down and it's all to play for, that really fuels the fire of the team. And, I mean, we've seen it, 3 times now?
Yeah.
Away, down, and just
2 times away, but
just switching it on and coming home with 3 points. Yeah, so I'm going to say I said 3-1 last time, so I think 2-1 us.
Reasonable.
A comeback win.
Yeah. I could see it.
Yeah. Who's scoring?
I want to see Ostrak score again. I just want to see him build and because he can be a crazy attacking midfielder.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll never say that Klaus won't score, because even in games where he looks like he's not going to score, the ball bounces to him and he puts it away.
His positioning's really good. He always knows where to be.
Well, it's because he's everywhere all the time.
Yeah.
He can't not be in the right spot because he's constantly moving and just bumping into the defense, just knocking him over.
Mm-hmm. It'll be, this Real Salt Lake game will be really interesting because they're not really a possession team. They have around 47% possession throughout their first few matches. So it'd be interesting if they let us control the game.
Which we can do. We know we can,
but we just haven't done it as much. So maybe they play into that. They're like, all right, let's test this form of play style from City to see if they're actually able to adapt like we say that they can adapt. They average 1.7 goals against them, so they'll give up 1.7. And I think St. Louis has shown that we shoot the ball early and often, 20 shots in that last game, so and 8 on target. So I think I'm going to say 3-1, just because the stats also say that Real, they get at least 1 goal a game.
I think that my prediction's pretty conservative, so I'd like to give an alternate one, and we absolutely embarrass them 5-0 away.
Oh, okay, I like that take.
Just demoralize them.
Yeah,
but
for my goal scorers, I would like to see Alm score because he's been putting in shifts, and he hasn't gotten on the score sheet yet, so I want to see him score, and I want to see Leuven. He has been taking long shots outside the box. Not all of them have been great, but I think he's going to score. Him and Alm.
A pisser.
Yep, 2-0.
Yeah.
That's my prediction.
I would also like to see Leuven. I want to see Joachini get another goal. I think he's just he needs to start every game. You got to find a spot for him, even if you're not playing in the 4-4-2. You got to find a place to start Joachini. I wouldn't be mad if he was in the midfield because he
on
seems
the right or on the left.
False 9.
Yeah,
anywhere.
I think that false 9 position suits him well.
I think that with our striker pairing, it can't be either or because they do so well together. I think they complement each other incredibly well, and that's
definitely,
that.
Definitely.
Yeah,
a lot of goals in store. A lot of goals to score. Yeah.
You guys have anything else?
All I'm going to say is it's looking good. We're top of the league.
Top of the league. St. Louis is the best there ever was.
The best there ever will be.
Invincible season incoming.
Yeah. Sporting KZ scored their first goal of the season. Y'all suck.
I can't
believe that they were saying they're the soccer capital of the U.S. It's actually trash. You guys are so bad.
We have 11 goals. They have 1.
They scored their first goal in their
team
in match week 4.
Yeah,
the mayor needs to write an apology letter to us right now.
Yes,
it's okay. Everything will be said on the pitch whenever we face them.
Yep.
Yeah. Looking forward to that game.
It's gonna be a slaughter.
That's gonna be demoralizing.
Yeah. All right.
Well, catch us next week.
Tap in. Look for the street interviews that we did outside of San Jose. The San Jose game this past week. We had some characters pop out to that one as well.
We got some good content on the way, and as usual, if you have any ideas for us to do on our YouTube or on our podcast just to make the listening and viewership experience better, make sure to
leave a comment.
Yeah.
Let us know.
We're open to suggestions. We're open to getting better, just making everything better for you guys because it's all about the viewers.
Appreciate it. Thanks for tapping in, y'all.
Thank you for watching this episode of Soul of the City, brought to you by First Touch Media and Anchor FM. Make sure to check us out on YouTube at First Touch Media, and all of our socials are at First Touch 314. Thank you for watching.